What's up? Hey guys, I'm back with part 2 of 3 times Courage the Cowardly Dog came close to losing its child audience. If you don't know what Courage the Cowardly Dog is, watch part 1, because I don't feel like explaining it again. Now, I was going to tell you what my number 1 pick was, and at the time I'm uploading this, I'm looking at my iPad for more research, and I have about 2 more episodes I want to explain, and I'm going to explain them. The Windmill Vandals. By the way, these are more honorable mentions. The Windmill Vandals. Windmill Vandals was possibly the most excited episode I was waiting to see. I wanted to see it so bad, just because it looked cool. It had my favorite soundtrack in the opening, and it looked perfect for a place like this on YouTube. It looked perfect for a number 1, but it wasn't all that. It wasn't all that I expected. To be honest, the only thing that was actually pretty frightening to me in the episode is that there was a scene where Muriel gets her head chopped off. But like once they cut off Courage's and Eustace, they do this sort of goof in that, and it's not really frightening anymore. To be honest, it looks more goofy. But after that, it's kind of like it was just awkward. But it gave a pretty good backstory though, and that was pretty much the only reason why I actually like it. Oh, by the way, to my friend Adele, I do have a PS4 right here. So, also another honorable mention was oh god, I forgot the name. Let me rethink. Oh, it's something that involved cats. Oh no. No, it wasn't cats. Oh, it was the beef thing. Okay, I don't know the episode, but I'll tell you the plot. Muriel is sick, and she wants stuff from this bakery. Eustace has to go out and get it, so Courage goes along with him, because Muriel forces him to do that. But the episode was not all that bad. It was just kind of the ending really kind of ruined it, because towards the end it was coming awesome. It looked like a perfect place, perfect ending, but it just turned out to be sculptures. I mean, what do you actually expect from a kid's show like that? And now let's get on to number 1. Number 1, perfect. To be honest, if you didn't see this episode coming at number 1 after explaining my honorable mentions, then you can kind of, like, you gotta watch the show then, if you don't know what I'm talking about. Perfect was the last episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. And it sadly only lasted 4 seasons, and it was the 12th episode. This was the final episode, and all of a sudden, it looked perfect. Yeah, pun intended. Perfect was actually pretty good episode. When you look back at season 4 and you compare it to season 1, season 1 is obviously the episode that you got. I mean, season 1 is obviously the place where you have to watch your Courage episodes, but season 4 wasn't actually all that bad if it wasn't for this episode. And also the episode before it. But the episode before that wasn't really scary. It was actually kind of more sad. Remembrance of Courage's past. But Perfect was actually a perfect episode for the spot. Get it? Oh, I need a life. Perfect was a good episode, and it's about Courage. It was about Courage not feeling perfect in the family because of Eugene. Now, Perfect was actually a pretty frightening episode. I mean, you got Eustace being like the saying grouchy, the Grinch he is. If you want me to explain Eustace's attitude, sum it up like this: the Grinch mixed with the Grouch. Yep, that's Eustace. He's also, alright, I have a better example. Take Negan and the Grinch from The Walking, take Negan from The Walking Dead as an example, and also the Grinch. So, Courage in this episode is feeling like he's not perfect in the family, and then they do something that freaked a lot of people out, but we're not at that part yet. I'm really going to go in depth on this one because it has a lot of reasons. Also, I'm going to have to back it up, or else I'm going to have people like, oh my God, why didn't you put King Ramses at number 1? Why didn't you put Freaky Fred at number 1? Why didn't you put this, that? I'm going to have to show evidence. So, this episode was kind of scary and fun at the same time. Fun to watch, but overall there was one scene that actually really frightened people, and that was the scene with that blue thing. I don't even know what to explain of it. If you want a good explanation of it, if you watch the episode and Eustace gets a trumpet, I just revealed what he got. Eustace got a package and it had a broken trumpet in it. So that's what it looked like, the edge of the trumpet. But that was really scary, and it said, you're not perfect. I don't know if you could really hear that, but he said, you're not perfect, in a whispering voice, and Courage freaks out, and then he had these weird dreams. But to be honest, they weren't all that frightening. It was just that scene. Also, we see the teacher, his perfect teacher, and she's just cruel, and it's kind of you have to feel bad, but I would have put King Ramses here if it wasn't for the fact that he had that music thing, like King Ramses, the mad gods, that scene. It wasn't, that kind of ruined why it wasn't number 1. The Great Fusili, the only thing frightening was the ending. Courage in the Big Stinking City, that's the same example with Fusili, except it wasn't in the end. But there was a frightening scene at the end, but to be honest, it was very, very perfect, topped all of them. And it might seem hard to, and it might be hard to see that, but if you watch Courage, you're gonna know what I mean. And if you if you watch every single episode twice, then you know what I mean. Thanks for watching and enjoy.